And you are here, buddy. Right here, love them knives. What the hell do we got? Well, it's time to grow a pair. Because we got the LBF Gen-2, LBF-01 Large Bush Folder Gen-2. 495 Australian dollars, so that's $49.85 in US money, of course. Now, I can't remember what it is, but it's less than 500 bucks. I'll put it down here, or you can do the calculation. I don't know. But here it is from Halfbreed Blades. And, of course, this is a crazy bitch. I did the first one that they did, which was a liner lock. This one ain't no liner lock, buddy. You see me touching a liner here? No, you don't. You know why? Because, there ain't no liner. No liner in Carolina. We got more like a spring-loaded, they call it the LINQ lock. I think LINQ, whatever, lock. And, I mean, to me, kind of it feels a little bit like the Shark lock, but it's not like the Shark lock. It's anything but, okay? So it's a different, and it is a patent-pending thing, right? So they have a different lock mechanism in here. And it's a bitch, okay? It really is a heavy-duty son of a gun. I mean, they tell you right in the paperwork. The spring is not going to be a little light thing at first. It's going to take some breaking in. And let me see if I can even... No. Oh, I did. Ooh, that took some effort, though. Finger flick. Yeah, I mean, can you thumb roll it? Shit. Okay, I can do it over here, though. On the fuller. No, it's stiff. It's stiff at first, and they say it's going to until that spring sets in, or it sets the spring or something like that, and then it'll lighten up on you. But this is a dog, and this is not the S35VN that they used to have. This is CPM 3V steel. Did I even print anything out on? No, CPM 3V is, let me see if I can remember it then, 0.8 carbon, 7.5% chromium, so it's not stainless. It's about 3% vanadium, so it's going to have edge retention. It's going to have a lot of toughness, and it's got some moly in there too. So, CPM 3V, you can look it up yourself, made by Crucible Industries up in New York, etc. It's a powder metallurgy steel, okay? I got that off my chest. I'm so proud of myself for that. Okay, 3V. So, yes, and it's got this PVD coating on it, so it's going to protect it from corrosion, that kind of thing. And you would need to, because it's not 20% chromium or even 13% chromium. It's 7.5% chromium. So, there it is. But toughness and edge retention. Come here, you little edge retentive thing. I hadn't cut anything with it yet. I hadn't. Okay, they got an edge on here. Okay, they're fine. And it's a Haas. It's a freaking ass Haas. Okay. Is it 10 inches? I think it's almost 10 inches overall length, or somewhere close to that. 4.1, I think, in their stats, they say, and it's pretty close to that. It's like 105 millimeter length blade, and no, it's not 10. It's 9 3/4, 9.8 with the striker up there at about 25 centimeters. Now, this striker, at first I was looking at their stats going, oh, this is 110V whatever blade. No, it's not. This is 110V, though. I mean, not 110V. This is K110 striker here. So, I mean, whatever you're going to use this for, glass break or whatever. But so this is Bowler K110, which would be like D2 type of material, which obviously is this whole centerpiece here. And then the liners, and then the LINQ lock system, which is interesting because this is the internal. So you got this pin that goes all the way through, and they show you here this pin, and it's operated, I believe, from both sides. So it's got like an axis lock. It goes and slips in to an area that looks like this. And so, yes, I opened the front, and I shouldn't have said that on camera, should I? Because they go, it voids the warranty if you pull that off. Okay. But this, yes, it's got this piece that's hooked up to this hinge piece, which is got the spring. So the spring puts the pressure on this lock bar, which goes into this machined area when you rotate the blade around. So you got a lock face here, you got a lock face down here, and then you got this coming in, making contact, and also being reinforced by this piece up above it, right? So you'd have to break this steel piece or that steel piece or the blade itself to get this to release. But this spring, and these are heavy freaking springs. They are heavy freaking springs. And so as you release it, you pull it away, then obviously it'll come out of the little groove that it's being pushed into, and it'll roll around here. Now this is where the detent is. So this is the detent area where you pull down on the blade and it's gonna slide it off of this detent thing because it's machined a different way, right? So that's this. Now, so when you pull this, it will come out of that detent area. Now, let me see, if I can show you that steel bar that, okay, it's a little hard to see, but you see that steel bar in there, right there in the middle here? Okay, you see it? That's spring loaded. And then it goes in. And there it is engaged. So it is buried in that blade, okay, in the back of that blade, in that machined area, and it has tension being put on it by the springs on both sides. And so there it is. It's like an axis lock in that regard, but it's not. So it is different. But whoa, baby. Yeah, and they go, yeah, when he comes out of the box, buddy, it's going to be stiff, and it is. So, and what is this? Hold on. I was going to get, let's see, is this 5.5? 5.2 millimeter at 0.2. So that is some big, thick ass blade steel. And what are we for fatties here? Almost 0.8 of an inch. It's 0.78 at 19.7 millimeters. And of course, this for the bow, for fire starter, pocket clip, lanyard area, a bunch of screws. Here's one, but I don't see one on the other side. And you know what? When I did have this off, shit. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to do this. I'll probably have to edit the hell out of this thing. But I'm going to show you real quick what I'm talking about. But I'm not going to take all the stuff off. I'm just going to take enough for you to see like one side of that. And it's amazing they didn't Loctite the shit out of this thing. But they didn't. So I was very happy about that as well. Maybe by me doing this, I will encourage you not to do this. Just leave well enough alone, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That kind of thing. And these are the same length, so all these body screws are fine. Okay, now, let me take this front of this off without blowing things up. Very lightly. Okay, you see what I'm talking about? That spring is a heavy-ass son of a bitch, okay? It is definitely all of that. And you can see how this is on this half of the bar, and when this rotates around, it's moving this, and this stays under pressure. I just don't want this bar to pop off the end of here. It could. But here it is. So, I mean, the scale, obviously, is machined out here, so it'll hold this mechanism together as it rotates. But look, you got some big ass stuff in here holding that block together, right? Which is right there. Yeah, it's pretty redundant there. There's the machined area where when you roll it up, that lock engages, and then there's a machined area here where the detent is, etc., etc. So, you know what? That's your cheap peek. And then I'm going to get the hell out of this territory before I do something I wished I wouldn't have done. Because guess what? It ain't broke, so I ain't going to fix it. So it don't matter. And plus they said, don't you be taking that liner off. And I ain't taking that liner off. I'll guarantee to you. No way. But I'm going to put this back together so we can check the rest of this knife out. But I mean, so it's CPM 3V steel. It's any damn color G10 practically. They got a bunch of different colors. You got the frag pattern on these scales that's... Come on, buddy. Okay, straighten this out. You know what they say, cross threads is better than no threads at all. And I'm watching too much Garage Squad. And come on. Okay. Cross threads better than no threads. Okay, and here we go. Now, hopefully, I didn't get too enthusiastic with this. I always find myself getting a little too happy with this pivot and putting too much pressure on it. Yeah, I think I could back off just a tad. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, so we're good. And that's your entire disassembly, because I ain't doing anything more than that. Now, they had some interesting things to say about this on here, and I'll give you the link and you can read through it. That kind of thing. Innovative additions, premium materials, of course. And then there was the different colors that you could get and that kind of thing. So as we go, and then the LINQ lock, patent pending, etc., etc. 5.5 millimeter, well, I get 5.2, whatever, Bullard K110. As far as the pommel, crusher, whatever you want to call that. All right. So it comes in this box, and here's what the box says. Gen 2, OD green. All right. So let's pull this little piece off of here. And, oh, it flips open on this side. There's the fitted area. And here's the stuff that you get in here. Is there anything else? No. Okay. So what do we get? Well, we get a patch for the patch wall. That's good. I like that. I got this one at one of the shows. Oh, I got this one at another. And I got this one and another Halfbreed Blades, right? So this, I guess this one, do I already have one of these? I don't know, probably somewhere. So I got that. Then you get the sticker, then you get your card, which will give you the information here of their email address and their website and all that. Here's your certificate of authenticity. All right. And here's more information on the back. And then here's this, showing the knife, and then showing what all hollow grind, and I didn't mention that before, did I? PVD coated, of course, modified drop point, all that. And then the liner is 420J2 stainless. And here's your handle length, closed length, open length, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, so I think I hit most of those. What did they say about Rockwell on? Oh, the glass breaker. Okay, this one, 59 to 60. Now, if you read up on the side that comes from Crucible or whatever, I think they say 58 to 60 is your premium area for heat treating 3V. So you got it narrowed down a little closer than the manufacturer does So there's that. Cool knife though, big dog, and big dog alert. It's gonna weigh something, isn't it? And if I didn't bury my scales, which of course I did, let's throw this dog on there and see what it feels like there. 379 grams. I mean, how many times have I had a knife on here that was like at or below 100 grams? That's some shit right there. And let's go back around 2 ounces. Hey, it's not a pound. 13.3 ounces. Yeah, it's, 8/10 thick. It's got big old steel liners, J2 stainless, K110 crusher. But I can see that this would be out there, like hollow grind too, that this would be something that would be roughy-tufty, heavy use type folder, right? And they did talk about this choil up front here to where, they've got the jimping going way up here to where you can get in here for close, delicate work in case you've got some brain surgery you need to do or something. Holy crap. This thing is it's rugged. I mean, it is, and you can feel it, but this is definitely grippy. I mean, yeah, you're gonna get some grip on there, and it's got a whole bunch of different colors. I mean, it's just a whole different thing because it's so much better, I think, than the Gen 1, which is no longer available from what I can see on their site. But whew, that is so easy to do. Now, it's not easy to roll this out, but you know what? The more I'm messing with it, and I haven't messed with it that much since I got it because I want it kind of fresh for the camera, right? But the more I just mess with it right here, the easier it's getting to function with. And whew, baby, let me see. Nah, I'm not getting any contact through there. This is a fairly long piece here with jimping on here, so there's a lot of traction on this action up here as well. This would be something, I don't know, if you were an all-day person using this, you might almost want gloves because this is going to be pretty aggressive on you after a while. This and this as well as this. So this would be something you could definitely stand to wear gloves with if you're going to have prolonged interaction with it. But I mean, it's sharp out of the box. At least it's a tough steel that is going to take a lot of impact. So if you were actually going to baton this through something, you could do it easier than like an M390 or an S110V or an S90V, something like that, because those are not, they don't have the toughness that this does, okay? But wow. Quite the thing. See, I'm still, yeah, I did it. Woo. I did it. Wow, I'll tell you what, that is not easy yet to do. So it does have some heavy duty springs on it. And, but I'll tell you what, I think it'll hold up very well. And I did do a disassembly of sorts, so at least we're off the hook there. Ergos are great. I mean, you got the palm sway, you got all this, but you got so much room for your hand. I mean, that's just amazing amounts of room there. So if you have large hands, I mean, you've got a lot of, you can spread out on here big time. Let me see what reverse grip feels good too, actually. This feels good, and I think this was a nice touch. If you're going to have a large bush folder, you want to be able to go hammer things down, do this or that. So you do want that. And then with this up here, this bolster, it's going to keep your finger from slipping forward. And then again, if you're in here, then you're right up tucked in here pretty snug. And you still have good ergos on here. But wow, I mean, this blade, I mean, this tip thing, it is not fragile. It is not fragile. So, I mean, these are number 10s, by the way, because when I was taking this off, I just tried with my number 8 before I got on camera to like see if that would unscrew, and it just twirled around. I go, holy crap. And I thought 9 or a 10. Well, this is a 10. And it's still got play here, so it may be something bigger than that. The 10 will work, but I don't know. It may be bigger than that. I only kept thinking that 15 was the next size up, and I don't think that's a 15. I don't know for sure. And you got, and they were talking about how they were hitting all these areas around here to make them comfortable in hand, even though you've got the frag pattern that's going to be pretty aggressive from a grip standpoint. But the rest of these areas in here are done pretty smooth, pretty nice. So yeah, this knife is not supposed to be a beauty queen, but it's, and with the G10, yeah, it's going to take a lot of punishment and still look good, because I like G10. Personally, it's my favorite scale material because it just looks good. I like it on almost everything. I mean, titanium, I understand, but get into Snail Trail City and, yeah, it's a little disappointing after a while. But this stuff, just a minimum of care, it'll still look new for a long, long time. But yeah, I mean, this whole deal here, and obviously this is washers, and you can see them in here. And they're going to polish out over time as well. And I have not added any lubricant or anything to this because I wanted it out of the box, I wanted it to be that way. So no, it's a two-hander. You can open up and put back together, but you can also, boom, boom, easy, okay? Now, this is going to get old after a while, pulling this back, because that's a strong spring. This is not, if you have issues with hand problems and, tendonitis or whatever in your fingers, this may not be easy to do for you. Okay, so you may want to operate it just like this, and then you could use your thumb to pull it back, disengage, and do that. Now, it's super easy with the thumb to do that, but with just the index finger, that's a strong pull. That's a pretty strong pull. But, and then, which means you've got a pretty stout detent on here. And you're right. I mean, you can, see, I can flick it open, but yeah, not easy, not easy. I got to give it some flow too, but no, it's not easy to do. Not right now. But one-handed, super easy. Two-handed, no problem. Ambidextrous thumb studs. And I think I tried to do that, but these are so close to this pivot, and that spring's so strong. You might be able to kick it open. It's gonna be an issue. It's easier to set it back here and roll it open out of that fuller because you got better leverage. But there she is. What do you guys think? From Halfbreed Blades, the Gen 2 of the LBF. I mean, it is, comes in a lot of different colors. I like it. I think it's a good looking knife. It's a heavy duty dog. Obviously you're not going to just slide it in your pocket. It disappears in your pocket. No, this is something, you're wearing the Carhartts, the heavy duty stuff. You're going out in the woods. You're doing this or that. This may be the right kind of gear for you. Definitely, I know most of you guys go to the cocktail parties in mid-Manhattan and, you're bespoke shoes and fancy suits, but now for the rest of the good old boys, this will be good. This will be good. And, God, what do we got? What do we got? See? It's a mess. It is a mess. All right, get out of here. And you guys stay sharp.